and welcome to the Axiom Medical COVID-19 Vaccine Facts versus Fiction live stream that we're hosting today. Just a quick background. My name is Holly Foxworth, and I am one of the registered nurses. I'm also the marketing manager for content here at Axiom in case you've stumbled upon our feed or you're new and you're not familiar with who we are. But as always, I do have a brilliant team, the best minds in medicine and communication, both that are going to be joining our panel today. We have Dr. Scott Cherry, who's our Chief Medical Officer. We also have Dr. Peter Matos. We have Chief Marketing Officer, Derek Wheeler, and then also Communications Director, Autumn Brennan. So they're going to walk us through some of those most recent myths that have been floating around, whether that be on TV, on social, etc. Well, the first one I wanted to kind of jump into here was the one that seems to be most popular, especially this last week, that was specific to the vaccine magnet challenge. So maybe if we could have Dara and Dr. Cherry, maybe one of you explain kind of what that myth was that goes into it, and then kind of give us the facts behind that of why or why not that is accurate.
Yeah, I can tell you a little bit about what I've heard or seen. And there was a bunch of videos and pictures going around social media and the internet, videos of people post-vaccination putting a magnet on their arm at the vaccine site and showing that the magnet stuck after the vaccine, and so people are saying that we're being injected with all sorts of metals and it's causing this magnetic reaction, and so there's been a lot of videos and social media campaigns around this, and both people supporting the myth, and then a lot of docs and people trying to come out and say, hold on a second, this is a myth. So Dr. Cherry, I don't know if you want to go into a little bit about what the myth is and what the busting of it is.
Yeah, this is something I didn't think I would actually have to address in my career, actually. But what I try to really focus on in our public announcements is a lot with what Dr. Matos addressed, where because there's so much amount of information now available to us through so many different venues, you really have to be disciplined in the type of information you allow for yourself to be consuming. Kind of analogous to, I guess, our nutrition and food intake, where at some point in the evolution of humankind, where there ended up becoming too much, or food became plentiful, so we actually had to be very selective. And so that's how I actually have addressed information for COVID for myself, and then for my friends, family, and then for the content that we use at Axiom, is that you really have to exercise very intense discipline to use only approved or valid sources. If you're getting a story with your facts, it may be misleading, and so you really want to focus on factual information that doesn't have a narrative. And I think Dr. Matos's recommendations, he gave those to me a while back, and those have been mine, and so I really appreciate that. And I think having really a good relationship with your personal primary care physician is absolutely key, because an expert that you have a relationship with and that you can trust can help you understand what to not pay attention to or what to discredit, because there is just so much out there. And I think this is a perfect example. These vaccines, although I think a lot of people feel like they've been rushed, have gone through all the due diligence that the FDA requires to meet emergency use authorization, and they're being created in facilities that are licensed to perform medical manufacturing, medicine manufacturing. And so really there's no concern in my mind of having microchips or metals that I think people are there's some I think trending in social media or news where there's potential magnetism or metals that are in the vaccine. So I find that largely discredited, and it's really interesting to kind of address as a professional. But really, I would say that there's not an issue with magnets and your vaccine. So I'll leave it at that.